Hey guys, today I have Bryan with a Y joining me on this Zoom meeting to just chat a little bit about his experience, his transformation over the past couple of months, and what that's been like for him. So, Bryan, thank you for jumping in.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Well, dude, tell me a bit about you, a little bit about your background. Do you have kids? Segue that into what has life been like prior to getting some work done with me.
Yeah. I'm a Colorado native, grew up in Colorado. I've got three great kids. I'm a single dad, so that keeps me busy. I work for Xerox. That's my day job. I work with government entities and that kind of thing with the print and document management environments. So IT tech sales is kind of what I do on a day-to-day basis. But like to do a lot of work in the community. I founded a chamber of commerce. I've been active with several different business advocacy groups, and then I'm a president of a Jeffco public charter school. So a lot of things keep me busy. In 2018, I was stupidest thing. I was lifting a TV into the trunk of a car. Not a big heavy TV, just like a little flat screen. And I got it about waist high, a little higher than waist high. I felt a pop in my back, and I had herniated my L5-S1 disc. And I had never felt old until that point. That was the day before my 37th birthday that happened. And it took, almost, I don't know, 7 or 8 months to get back. I had 2 surgical procedures.
Wow.
Injections into my spine. I was on disability from work for a while and just not doing well. So when I got over that, it took about a year till I felt about how I was, but still kind of lower energy than I was used to. I had, prior to hurting my back, I had done, some cardio. I ran every night or most nights, 3 or 4 miles, but so I wasn't necessarily gaining a ton of weight. Like I still wear the same size pants I did in high school, but I have fast metabolism, I guess. I'm
one of those guys.
Guy. Yeah, one of those guys. I'm a taller guy, so tall and skinny kind of is how I am. But got over the back injury, but was still feeling kind of lack of energy, just not who I wanted to be. So right after my 38th birthday, I saw a post by a high school friend of mine who is also active with your fitness regimen. And he described a back injury that he went through that was eerily similar to mine. I think he was just playing with his kids. And he was like, hey, I tried this out. I've been doing it. It's helped, made all the difference in the world. So I signed up. I guess it was this past September, October timeframe, maybe.
Yep.
And that's, made all the difference, as you know.
I do. I've seen your progress day by day. I should actually put the text message history of scrolling, just let it scroll on the side.
Right.
Between you and your good friend, Bryan, another Bryan with a Y, I'm in this 3-way text message with these guys, which I love because if I hear my phone blow up with messages, I know the Bryans are talking. They're talking about today's workout. They're talking about there's pictures of dead grown men in their living rooms. So I've enjoyed this process more than you have, likely. You've suffered greatly in good ways, and I get to enjoy watching that process happen. Before jumping into this, and maybe even before your injury or after your injury, had you considered or looked into other programs? Have you ever done anything official that had a regimen like this?
Yeah, it's like high school, I was real active, played baseball and golf and that kind of thing. I've always been an outdoors type person, a lot of hiking, fishing, biking, all that stuff. I've always hated to lift. So prior to this, I was doing a lot of running, did some swimming, but really did not like to get into a weight room. I bought, I think, one of those Total Gym, whichever one Chuck Norris was the spokesperson for a while. I did that. But never really anything consistently that I could stick to. I'm busy, so it was always an excuse not to do that stuff.
Well, and as you jumped into you did a 30-day Ditch the Dad Bod challenge, which was your entry in, and then you did a 12-week minimal equipment intensive. So we started to get some dumbbells in play, and you jumped right into volume 2 as well. And that normally tells me that we've got some positive momentum happening. The rhythm, the routine, the benefits are starting to show up by jumping into volume 2. Like that's really the litmus test. If you make it through 3 months and then you choose another 3 months without a gun to your head, that we're doing something right. Over the past 15 to 20 weeks, what are some things that you've maybe struggled with, and how did you overcome them as you've been participating in making this change?
Yeah, so that first challenge was for me mostly about nutrition. I mean, with 3 kids, it's easy to just eat what they're having, or what's easy, or if they're at school or whatever, maybe fast food or whatever I can grab in between meetings. At home, a lot of times it was the oven pizzas, or maybe just like a can of soup or something. And so really it was about just getting the right nutrition. You had some real easy recipes to follow, some tips and tricks for meal planning and stuff, where I could just go to the grocery store and take the thought out of it, just kind of made it brainless, where I could just do it and have a few days in advance, so that when I do need to just grab something fast, it was there ready. So that's been a big thing, is just eating whole, real food instead of the fast, garbage. And then just for me, consistency. So a lot of false starts with stuff like, I mentioned Total Gym or whatever, at home kind of stuff that I would try. I think the difference here is, rather than doing that on my own, I can harass you by text or vice versa. We've got a Facebook group full of guys that are always there. If you're not feeling like working out, they're ready to kick you in the pants and get you going again. So just the consistency that builds, and you and I were joking earlier about all these Zoom calls and video calls and things. I do this for a living, so I try to time my workouts to around lunchtime. So by that point, I've been sitting and staring at a screen like this for a while, and then I can just have a few minutes to just get sweaty and get get some energy going, and then I'm ready for the rest of the day. So.
And you recently had a little flare up with your back. This is something that you'll probably have to pay attention to for the rest of your life, having had an injury. But talk about this last flare up and the difference between now and a couple of years ago.
Yeah, this is like my favorite thing, because January 3rd, I was taking down the Christmas tree with the kids, and stupidest thing, the base was screwed into the bottom. So I just leaned over awkwardly and picked that up to screw it. And I was kind of, all my weight was on one leg, and I was leaning and twisting, just felt it pop. And I was, hands and knees, fetal position on the ground. Exact same thing. Disc, I could tell, was out. Same kind of symptoms and pain shooting down the leg and everything. Got into the doctor right away. They're like, yep, it's, same thing. Got into physical therapy. The difference was, the first time I had been doing a lot of cardio, but my core was not where it needed to be. Legs weren't where they needed to be. This time, I had that core strength to support my spine, had the leg strength to be able to offset the lifting that you do with your back if you're not in the right place physically. Got into physical therapy, and then I think it was 2.5 weeks later, I was able to do my first kind of modified workout. You gave me some things that took some of the pressure off the back. And then now here we are, just a month and a week out, and I'm feeling great. Doing the full workouts and things like that. So night and day difference between before and since. Same injury, 2 different outcomes.
It's profound. It's really, really cool to be able to have that experience and have it not be so devastating, so debilitating come around again. And it's really funny. Little injuries like that happen. Oftentimes when we're doing something really light and easy and we twist and turn and it just happens, or we do something way, 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 way too heavy. So if you were thinking about picking up your half of your driveway, would probably experience a back injury in that scenario as well. But it's great to see that recovery based on being physically overall healthy mitigates the time it takes to recover from that. Now, this isn't a question I planned on asking, but it just occurred to me, and I was thinking about the three-way text that you, Bryan, and the other Bryan and I have. What's it been like to have a friend be part of this process with you? Because you both started at the same time, and you both did volume 1. You're both in volume 2. Talk about that a little bit.
Bryan's one of my best friends. Just we have a lot of fun, as you can tell. We the two of us harass Jason all the time if the workouts are too tough or whatever. But I always joke he likes to do his workouts in the morning, so I always joke that he's the canary in the coal mine. If he dies, I won't do that one that day. But seriously, no, it's a lot of fun. We started with the original Dad Bod Challenge, and then we went into the first 12 weeks together. We're going through this one. It's nice to have somebody that you can, banter back and forth with and, complain about the workouts, and also somebody that if it gets to be, 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon and they haven't heard you complain about the workout, they're texting you to make sure that you didn't skip and take it easy that day. So, it's a lot of fun. We have fun doing it. It's an at-home workout program. You're not in a gym, or at least the one I'm doing. You're not in the gym, so it's nice to have the companionship and that
and he's got. Well, you have him by 20 years. He's 20 years.
He's older than me. Yeah, he's definitely older than me. So that's another motivating factor for me. Like if he can do it, I can do it. Like I can't let him finish faster or anything.
Absolutely. Like that. This is man code number 397. Right. Don't let 20-year older men show you up on a daily basis.
Right. And it's funny because he did a lot of like strength training and stuff. Mm-hmm. Before this, where I did a lot of cardio stuff, and so he's stronger at some things than I am, and then I'm stronger than him at some things. So it's funny to see as he's progressed in his areas of weakness, and I've progressed. Kind of we're balancing out now and have some of the same outcomes.
Yeah, we'll have to craft some sort of a internal competition. A 3-day competition between you two for just. I don't know, some sort of silly trophy that we create or something. I'll throw that into the brainstorming hopper. Last question. If you could imagine yourself being on the fence or where you were just kind of thinking about it when you read Chris's post online and his back injury and what his process has been in getting healthy and in shape or well-rounded in shape and then you making that jump, what advice would you give someone who's on the fence trying to decide, is this the right thing for me, working out at home or doing something on my own, or even a Dad Bod Challenge? Because you've kind of tasted the Dad Bod Challenge and the intensive on maybe one or both of those. What do you tell someone who's on the fence?
Yeah, so just you don't wait. The best time to make a change in your life is today. The worst time is tomorrow, because tomorrow never gets here. And so I'm one of those people that's always like, when I get here, then I'll do that, or when I'm less busy, I'll do this. And so finally for me, it was just a matter of, I'm going to say never again to a back injury like I had before. And I'm going to have the energy. I've got 3 kids, 15, 11, and 10. So they need my energy and that kind of thing. So the other thing is Bryan and I were talking the other day, and it was like, one of the temptations we almost fell into was this idea that we needed to get in shape before we started to get in shape. Like we needed to get to some sort of threshold before we signed up for something like this. And I would tell folks, like, don't do that. I mean, there's plenty of leeway in these workouts where, if there's a movement or something that you can't do, there's alternatives. Everybody's at their own space in the process. So you'll see the comments from the other guys, and you'll be better than some and not as good as others. There's some that I'm still chasing. So it's a lot of fun to see the progress. And the progress with fitness stuff, I think it's important to emphasize, like, it doesn't happen overnight, but it happened pretty dang fast. And I was joking with Jason the other day, like I was tempted one day not to do a workout, and I'm changing my shirt. My 10-year-old walks in and he's like, "Hey, Dad, when did you get abs?" And I was like, "It's like, all right, you got to go work out again," because it feels good. You feel better, you look better. It's a lot of fun. So don't wait is what I would tell somebody. To just give it your all and just do one day at a time. Every day when I wake up, I decide in my mind today I'm going to work out. You know, I don't have to try to plan 12 weeks in advance. I just need to take care of today. So
that's awesome. Bryan, thank you for your time, for your feedback, and for sharing with us your story today. Absolutely great. And we'll definitely have you on again when those abs are actually showing through a sweater.
That's right.
All right, dude. See you soon.
All right. Take it easy.